Lads and ladies, we recently failed in our attempts to get promoted on Play MFL during Season 12. Now, some managers at this point would give up. Maybe they'd think the game isn't for them. Perhaps they'd sit in their bathroom crying. But some managers will fight back. I am not one of those managers, but all we can do is try our best, and our best will be good enough. And this coming season, we're going to be going balls to the wall with a new tactical formation, the infamous 4-2-4. Now, this formation is apparently synonymous with Brazil 1970, an international team considered one of the best of all time, but how on earth would I know that? I was minus 26 years old at that point. Watching prime 1970 Brazil wasn't particularly on my radar. So instead, to clickbait the video, or in professional terms, pick a more modern manager to form our new playstyle around, we here today on MFL are attempting to revitalize Antonio Conte's 4-2-4 formation, which apparently he himself said he didn't actually really use. It was more of an attacking 4-4-2. But hey, it's what we're going with, it's what we've got. And it's a formation he managed to operate in some semblance during spells at Juve, Italy, and even Chelsea, you know, before shit hit the fan. He fell out with the entire board, the formation was thrown in the bin, and he unceremoniously left the club. But hey, we're here today to revitalise this 4-2-4 formation on Play MFL. Now, a big argument in using 4-2-4 as a formation for this coming season is, of course, the attacking options it will allow us up front. We're in the business of excitement here on the channel, so if I can win every game 5-4, there will be no complaints from me. Another hidden feature, so to speak, of this formation is that it is one of the most effective in terms of overloading oppositions, while at the same time occupying a higher percentage of space on the pitch overall. It's a setup that can make great use out of many of the gaps and areas during the 90 minutes across a football match, even if the central midfield spots do look a bit more isolated. But here in this formation, the wingers are certainly the key focal points, and they will need to have their burners on for 90 minutes at a time, as they're going to be running up and down those flanks from both an attacking and defensive standpoint. But before we go and look at individual player instructions, first, let's have a gander at my team instructions. We are staying balanced with directness to allow us to tinker with individual player instructions more closely, but the main idea here is to avoid controlled as an instruction in all scenarios. As we found out last season during Season 12, it severely hinders attacking outputs, so balanced or direct is the way to go. I've gone for less long shots, as I want the attacking forwards to be more primarily focused at interlinking play high up the pitch, and then specifically for the wingers, high dribbling. We're going to be utilising high dribbling stats in one-on-one scenarios, hence setting dribbling to more often. It's a cat, by the way. It's not a dragon, not a dragonfly. Not a giraffe like it's a cat. With our very wide width when attacking, the idea is for the two centre forwards to occupy the backline's attention, specifically the centre backs on the opposing team, allowing my skillful and specialist wingers space to attack fullbacks while they're isolated on the widths of the pitch. Hopefully, this will create more chances in behind and allow us to, dribble into the box for higher XG attempts on goal with more frequency. I did have an internal battle with myself flipping attacking tendency between balanced and more offensive. But with this formation, our aims for Season 13 is to play balls to the metaphorical MFL walls and go all out attack. And I have to stay true to that ethos. Now, outside of possession, I've opted for a low team depth to help ensure players get back in a timely fashion to hopefully minimise the threat of counter-attacking teams. I certainly think they could cause us a problem this season. But we've combined all of this with a high trigger press to give the opposition hopefully no time to breathe when they are on the ball where possible. As I say, I'm wary of leaving holes across the middle of the pitch, so I'm open to changing this back to balanced if required. And that's the team instructions, so let's head back and look at some individual player instructions that will fit our tactic. Now, I'm fine with sometimes playing out the back and sometimes hoofing the ball long. That's neither here nor there for me, but for the goalkeeper specifically, I've opted for direct and long clearances as an individual, as oftentimes the goalkeeper can find themselves being the first line of attack after a changeover in the box, and that may be while the opposition have a lot of players forward, so it could be a good time to strike while the iron is hot, moving the ball quickly up the pitch to one of our big forwards or fast wingers. Now, the fullbacks have been replicated across the pitch, and you'll notice here in a 4-2-4 they're actually acting less overtly offensive and more so as an anchor in the back line. If anything, their aim is to support the midfielders more so than the wingers, and for that reason we've reduced their dribbling and passing risk while maintaining a basic amount of positional freedom to allow them to support that midfield pair without drifting too far forward. Now, the centre-backs are not replicated across the pitch. Said that word weird, right? Did you hear that? Replicate. I said that fucked up. Let's try that again. The centre-backs are not replicated, however, where we want one centre-back to be more aggressive in their challenges and link up more often with the fullbacks on midfield. As we can see here with my right centre-back, they've been set to high aggression with balanced dribbling, while the other centre-back is the absolute brick wall of the back four. They've got no freedom, they're just there to stop any attacks as the last line of defence. In our tactic, this is the left centre-back, where we've maintained a position through low freedom and trigger pressing with high tendency to clear the ball as a no-nonsense attitude centre-back. That is my point. Now, the midfield pairing is a bit unique in this tactic, again, in the sense that they are more chained to the midfield in general in this setup. The right centre midfield spot here is for a more adventurous passer of the two, a playmaker if you will. And he's allowed to do more risky and direct passing into that front line, but at the same time we're still maintaining his position in the midfield with low freedom, so we don't divert him from the middle of the pitch to hopefully prevent the danger of counterattacks. The left centre midfield spot is definitely the more anchory anchor of the pair, where we've set high aggression on the opposite side of the pitch to the aggressive centre-back, if you remember, mostly so that one side of the pitch doesn't become lopsided and found out wanting more than the other in terms of players aggressively running out of position. The wingers we've already mostly covered at the start of the video and during the team instructions, but their main aim, as I've said, is to dribble opponents in those one-on-one scenarios where they are playing with the team instructions for the most part. We've just set them to more aggressive to snuff out quick counters, while also giving them more freedom in terms of, collecting the ball and allowing those dribbles to begin deeper into the pitch. And finally, the two forward spots, they will act yin and yang with each other, whoever these yin and yang fellas happen to be. We want one holding forward, as we can see here, almost a target man who drops in deeper to collect the ball as the main pivot of the front four. Hopefully this leads to more fluid play among the front four, while allowing more chances to be soaked up by our other centre forward spot, where positional freedom has been set to low. We want them playing high up the pitch, so have removed all defensive application, in terms of trigger press and aggressiveness, while offering them the choice to take a few more long shots, considering this spot will be reserved for the best shooter/finisher in the club. Now, in terms of my lineup for the coming season, we can see it starting to come together here, where we have brought in some strong rares on loan to complement our 4-2-4 tactic. We'll dive into all of these signings a bit more on next week's episode, so like and subscribe for that. And hey, if you want to try this 4-2-4 tactic out for yourself, you're going to need to join the game. And you can do so using my referral link in the description down below. Right now, there is a $20 cashback on offer for new managers who use my link and buy their first club. But even if you're watching this tactics video at a later date, it will always be a great time to join MFL, because the game is hella fun and we're looking forward to next season, let alone all of the seasons after that. So I'll see you out there on the MFL streets, and I'll catch you next time, because I love you.